Nigel, was that a case of being beaten by a better team today when we weren't really at our best?
Very much so. Tough lesson, I think, for us today. Yeah, I mean, we know that we didn't. We at no point really controlled possession in a way that I think we're capable of. But hats off to them. They are one very, very good side, and we were well beaten. So I got no complaints. Maybe playing in green was difficult to track the runners. I don't know.
They had a lot of possession, play a real high energy game.
Yeah.
Did you feel we didn't really kind of protect the ball when we had it?
We didn't have enough players today. When we're at our best, we show cohesion as a team. I think today we were a bit disjointed. We had some players who really, regardless of what people's opinions are, I know the players who can today at least look back and say they have worked for the entirety of the game flat out, and there are a few, let me tell you, but I think it's also important to recognise that we played against a side who were actually better than us today. That's the reality of the situation, and so if we're not at our best, or we can't find the way of creating enough pressure on our opponents when we've got the ball, and you play against a side they've got a Premier League squad. We were unfortunately second best today, but that's life.
We lost Joe Williams after 10 or so minutes. He was devastated.
Yeah.
And is there any kind of update at the moment?
No, I mean, there's no update, but I feel so much for Joe, because he works incredibly hard. He's had a lot of he's had some bad fortune in terms of injuries. We just have to support him until he gets fit again, and we talked before the game about having so many players to choose from, and then on a day like today, a tough day for us, we pick injuries up out of nothing. But that's the nature of football, and as I always try and point out, that when players are out the side and they feel that they're a long way from it, well, actually now they might be put in a position where they're required to play, and they need to find their own level of performance. And so for me, it's never about bemoaning the circumstances. It's what it is. We've got a tight squad, and I want it to be tight, but I expect players, when they get the opportunity, to go out and perform. And I think some of the players today didn't take their chances, and but I think quite a few of them still put in a very honest performance, but we were outplayed.
Given you played the last 15 minutes with 10 men out when Andy King went off injured, that level of commitment is probably no consolation at all, but actually is that what you're alluding to, people sticking in there?
Sometimes as a manager you have to recognise when you're in a damage limitation situation, and that's not something that I say lightly, and our fans won't want me to hear that, but when I see people like George Tanner, when I see Thomas Callas making the types of challenges in our own penalty box when we're 2-0 down, it looks like there's no way back, and they're still as committed. Nathan Baker, I actually thought that when Jay went on, he had a really good contribution to the game. So it's never easy. We tried to change our shape a couple of times just to find a way back into it, but they outplayed us today, and we have to accept that. But it's always important to look and reflect on games in an honest way. I would have loved for us to have produced a win for our fans. They're probably a bit disgruntled tonight. We get another chance this week.
Jay coming on, that was a selection decision at half time, and actually, as you said, he contributed.
I just decided that we needed to change something. So, change of shape, change of personnel, simple.
And Forest, 4 days' time, as you said, it's another opportunity to get back on there.
We had a board draw here last year, which we were quite pleased about at the time, in the circumstances. It'll be a different game. Look, the context of where we are, we need to find a home win from somewhere. We know that. Am I relatively happy with how our overall situation is compared to last year? Of course I am, but I'm not happy about today. But I can't be happy about today. But it's not about that. It's about we were beaten by a better side today. I can't have any arguments, I'm afraid.